my very last long wing. And we had a couple firsts through 2 tours, multiple long wings, multiple students, a couple firsts. Now, our introduction was a little bit on the awkward side. Awkward for me. Awkward for me. Hope, the schedule writer for the IPs, assigns the instructor on wings. And she gives us a little heads up before that to let us know this person's a little weak, this person's a little strong, this person's from Saudi Arabia, these people are from Italy. So Hope said you have some international students. I said, roger that. I didn't know what country, but I look on the schedule, I see Tanzella, Vivinetto. Shit hot, I love Italians. Italians are good pilots. So I show up that next day, and I do the introductions. Where are you from? This is what I did. How you doing? What do you want to fly? You got to kind of, before you crush them in the cockpit, you have to build them up a little bit. So Tanzella, the Italian student, went first. He had a very, very obvious Italian accent. So after he was done speaking, I said, all right, Danielle, same questions. Where are you from? And her English was amazing. It was so amazing. And after she got done talking, I don't know, it keeps spinning. So after she was done talking, I said, how long have you been in the States? Your English is amazing. And she gave me that look. You know that look where you have a penis coming out of your head? Looking at you? Kind of. So she gave me that look, and I had no idea why. You know, this is my office. I'm the senior Marine. I've been around for a while. Been to combat, fly Cobras, and I have this Italian student looking at me like I have penis coming out of my head. I didn't realize until she answered. She said, you know, what's going on? Your English is amazing. How long have you been in the States? And she answered me in a very calm voice, very soothing, kind of like when an adult is talking to a child. She said, sir, I'm in the U.S. Navy. And it was that moment in time when I looked at her name tag, and it was a little different than Tanzella's. So thanks, Hope. Gotcha. A little lack of essay on my part. So that was our introduction. So I showed my ass in the first, 30 seconds of our meeting. Now, she got me back several times by showing her skills. Now, you heard some on-wings talk about torque and coming on the controls and preventing the aircraft from rolling over and killing and all that stuff. That's no shit. I mean, that happens where you have to come on those controls and you have to prevent the aircraft from doing things that it shouldn't be doing with the student on the controls. Well, first incident, when you start the aircraft, you introduce fuel. Now, just like your car, you have the throttle, right? With your foot, you push on it. You don't start that car with the throttle all the way down. It just doesn't happen. The car's going to get egg rich, right? Well, same thing with the helicopter. Now, our throttle is called a twist grip, and it's very simple. There's 3 positions of that twist grip. It's closed, it's flight idle, or it's full open. It's a simple component on that helicopter. And you go through that start sequence, and you're steering at multiple gauges. And then at one point, when everything's set up, you introduce fuel. And obviously you don't go to full open because, like we talked about, that's not good. Well, on this particular day, Danielle decided she didn't need flight idle. So she went to full open. Now, to build this story up, we're not supposed to exceed 40% torque on any start because that engine's going to explode and everybody's going to die. So she didn't just exceed 40%. Now, my last record was 69% on start. Now, you get the occasional nervous student. They're going to go to 43, 44. You might see 50. They get all nervous and you yell at them, and that never happens again. No, she crushed 69. She went all the way up before I realized what was happening and could make an input. 109.8. 109.8. What are you not supposed to exceed? 40%. She crushed it. So that's a first. That's a first. Now, speaking of that torque gauge, Danielle likes the torque gauge. She loves that torque gauge. She likes to ignore the torque gauge. Now, when an instructor has a student that gets creative and tries to change the RWAP or NATOPS or basically just fly the aircraft like there's no guidelines on how to fly the aircraft or no instructor sitting next to you, IPs have to come back and do a mea culpa. I screwed up. I let the student do this. And we have to send an email out. So everybody knows, be on the guard. This is a trend. Have you seen this before? And I was pretty proud. 2 tours. I've only had to send out a couple, and I thought I was going to get through my very last trip before I retired without having to send out one of these emails. It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But I had to send one out. And I still have it because it's so traumatizing to me and my reputation as a quality instructor. So I'm going to read 2 and 3 paragraphs here. Ballers. That's a squadron. I've had 3 overturks at HTA, 2 of which happened today. 2. First overturk happened during the first go, Charlie 4003. That's our 3rd flight together. The student picked up at Whiting from the F line and taxied to X-ray. While holding short, brainchild, that's you, backed off the twist grip slightly for full open. I was guarded and collected with my left arm resting on the door and my hand in a loose grip on the twist grip. I did not feel the twist grip move. I did notice a sound difference as NR started to fall. I glanced at the NR tach and saw it was winding down at a slow rate. It did not drop below 93, no low NR horn or light. So the aircraft was talking to us with the sound, but it wasn't getting to that point where we couldn't salvage it with quality training. And those pubs that I was talking about, if you read those things, those words and letters and apply it in the aircraft, you're doing well. Sometimes you just throw that out the window though. Also looked at Einstein's twist grip. That's you. Now granted, this goes out to the CEO and everybody in the squadron, and they forward that out. All right, this guy did this. Don't do it again. I tightened my hold on my twist grip, slowly increased it back to full open. As I was doing this, the aircraft began to settle, and Jaeger, that's you, gave a rapid pull on the collective. I pushed the collective down as I felt the rapid increase, but too little too late. We hit our 115.1 for 0 seconds. What's your torque limitations after start? 110. So she crushed that one, 115. Second over torque, same flight, Brandon, same flight. Second over torque happened at the end of the above flight, at Whiting and Fox Line. Very close to the first over torque, about 2 hours later. Sikorsky, that's you, was on the controls, over the spot, doing a left pedal turn to the north into the wind. I heard a familiar winding down, noticed the NR decreasing, and also noticed the red lines were off again. I set over ICS or intercom so we could talk, not transmitting over the radio. You're doing it again, as I nodded at her twist grip. I was in the same posture as before, and again did not feel the twist grip movement from full open. Speed Racer, that's you, immediately wrapped the grip full open. I shouted no, then grabbed the controls, too little too late, 111.1 for 0 seconds. So, I don't know, again, 2 tours, any student that over-torqued as soon as she pulled up into a hover and finished the flight, but then over-torqued as soon as she brought it down. That's got to be a first. My name's attributed with that, so thank you very much. Now, a couple other things about Danielle. I keep this little book on my on wings, and I have some key quotes here. One of these ones that made me chuckle, we're HT8, 8 ball, ballers. One day we were flying and she said, "What does 8 mean?" My response, "It's your squadron." How else do you answer that? I don't know. It's your squadron. Another one. Was I not supposed to do that? I don't think I had an answer for that. Maybe just some expletives. I don't know if I was keying the microphone. And then this one's the best one. Did I break it? You broke it twice. We didn't talk about irritable bowel syndrome, did we? No, we didn't. That was pretty painless, wasn't it? Well, Danielle's going to fly Hueys for the Italian Navy. Irritable bowel syndrome, I'm not going to tell you about that, but documented.
I have it.
You have it?
All right, so Sarah Moon, Sailor, Riley.